extra time.
পঞ্চম থেকে অষ্টম ও দশম শ্রেণীর নাগনেস ফিল্ডের ছায়া দ্য আল্টিমেট কোয়েশ্চেন সিরিজ।
Ravi Shastri started his campaign as the coach of the Indian cricket team with a bang as the World No.1 side registered an emphatic win over the Sri Lankans in the first test at Galle last Saturday. Just ahead of the second test, which will start from Thursday, Shastri made this press this Tuesday. According to Shastri, his job is to keep the players mentally ready for the matches and fine-tuning their technique and approach.
Like I said even earlier in the press conference, this team has been with each other for 2 years. They're much more experienced now. They've already done things that a lot of Indian teams and a lot of big names couldn't do in their careers. Like for example, win a series here in over 20 years. There are a lot of big names that have played for 20 years. They've come to Sri Lanka many times, never won a series. But they've done that. They won a one-day series, in 20 years, which a lot of teams haven't done. So this team is used to doing things that a lot of other teams haven't done, and that too overseas. I mean, forget Australia. I'm not even touching Australia. So, like when you say overseas, South Africa, England, it's a lot of tough cricket coming up. I see it as an opportunity, and I'm very positive here that this team can do things that probably no other Indian team has done. I'm not going to go that far ahead of South Africa. I live in the present. We are one up. We want to keep that record intact, and treat every game as a new game, where the rules are the same. You go out there to play your brand of cricket, and you go out to play to win. As simple as that. See, when you've been around the game for 37 years, you've probably learnt a little bit. So that experience is very handy for me in knowing exactly how to deal with the players. For me, I don't carry any baggage. For me, it was just like walking into the dressing room as I left it. Nothing had changed. There are no special buttons I had to press. It was just one play button, and off you went. And I thought the boys were fantastic in the last test match. But what we are striving for is for improvement. There are still areas to improve from the last game, and we've discussed that. And what we want from this team as a unit collectively is consistency. You're not just where you're good in one game and then you're totally the opposite in the other. Where your levels of consistency have to be high. I think he's still young. He's very young. I can see a big difference from when he captained in his first test match to, what he is now. I was there in Adelaide when he captained in his first test match, and I think he's, 27, 28 test matches old now as captain. You can see a big difference. You can see it in the body language. He's matured, and he will continue to mature and learn. For his age, he's done quite a lot. But again, there are signs there, where he can be right up there with the very best. Like I said, I've been manager, I've been director, now I'm head coach. It's the same role, absolutely same role. So there's nothing that I have to change. The fact that you played the game, the fact that you watched the game, for long periods of time, without a break, does help. Because what's contemporary, what's happening at the moment, and you relate with people in that fashion. I don't think at this level coaching is needed. At this level, it's all about fine tuning, and getting the blokes in good mental space to go out and play the game, because they know they've reached here because they're good. At times you might need to just fine tune them a bit. Because the amount of cricket that's being played, you might just get into the odd bad habit without you realizing. That's when the experience of having played, probably watched, where you can pick it up and pass on the message. So he's good. We're watching him closely. He went through some tough times there. He was in the hospital for 2 or 3 days. Obviously has taken a lot out of him. So we have to be very careful. How we treat him. We're watching him very closely. He's getting better by the day. I think very good. When I have good bench strength, it's very good. And when there is competitions for places, even better. Because that's healthy competition. It's a good headache to have. Where if someone's injured, there's someone ready, and that's across all formats. So it's very good. But ideally, you want your core team to be fit and on the park, as often as possible. I don't know what it was like 10 months ago. As far as I'm concerned, I just had to walk in.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.